on a sale per song arrives at 5 billion naira per year. Our dedicated team, founder Alisha Ayomide, Joshua Ngwe, lead developer, and he also worked on the award-winning Kankpe app, the medical app. Joy Akan is our creative lead, head of music editor at Swinga Nigeria. Abdul Qadir Nasiru is our growth lead. I am the lead designer. I have a couple of startups that I've co-founded, Scammer, Kid Evolution, Hotels Otenji, and Osai Igaru is our advisor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's it on Show Up to Pitch. Can we give a thunderous applause to all our speakers this evening? Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lost but found Lenovo Yoga Tab 2. So if you are the owner of that device, please move to the back and identify yourself. Oh, sorry, the device is actually missing but hasn't been found. So if you find it near you, please do well to inform us. Ladies and gentlemen, the next item on the program is the Fireside Chat, the Investor Forum, and it's going to be moderated by Osai Iaro, the managing partner at Ripple VC. On that panel, we'll have Ore Sofekun, the MD CEO of Kakawa Asset Management at Investor One. She has 16 years of mentoring business owners across various financial services. Also on that panel, we have Folusho Badamosi, who is the Executive Director of Human Resources, Administration, Information Communication Technology at General Insurance PLC. On that panel, we also have Obiwanne Okeke, who is the founder of the Invictus Group and has over 10 years of investment experience. On that panel also, we have Kofo Duroshimi Eti, who is the CEO Next Generation African Innovative Farms, an agro-allied company that employs modern technology to help agriculture. Please, could you step up and be seated for this session? Thank you.
For this session, if you could please tweet your questions, as the questions that will be answered will be displayed on the screen. So we're going to be taking questions from the screen after you listen to the Investors Forum. Also, please don't forget to tweet hashtag Startup Friday, hashtag FutureHACK. And lastly, if you please find the red Lenovo tab, please be sure to alert one of the staff or one of the ushers. Thank you very much.
Is this? Okay, it works. Yeah? Okay. You can check your mics.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, perfect. So why are you there?
I should probably in the middle.
Yeah, you should be in the middle. Why don't you?
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Obi.
Yeah, because I wanted to
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. On this session, this would be of interest to a lot of you founders. Because for the first time, you have investors in the hot seat. And you get to pummel them with questions. We'll get into it pretty quickly. I will begin by having everyone on the stage introduce themselves and say a little bit about who they are and what they do so that you have an idea of who to direct your questions to. Does that make sense? All right, good.
Oh, hello. Hi. Okay. Hi, my name is Kopo Miesi, and I own Next Generation African Innovative Farms. So basically what we do is... Hello. Okay. Hi, my name is Kopo Miesi, and I own Next Generation African Innovative Farms. So basically what we do is we use greenhouse technology to cultivate tomatoes, peppers, and habaneros. The idea behind this is really import substitution. How do we create fresh produce that competes on an international level? So instead of, the ShopRite importing vegetables, we actually, cultivate vegetables to that standard, and we're basically bringing back our jobs. Professionally, I'm a management accountant turned farmer. That's it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ore Shopeku. I'm the CEO of Investment One Vencap. Investment One Vencap is an SME-focused venture capital firm. We set up just about a year ago. So we're here looking for ideas that we can invest in. And we're very focused on early stage SMEs and startups because we believe that that's where the gap is in Nigeria for funding.
Hello, my name is Obiwan Okeke. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Invictus Group. I'm an investor and I'm a businessman. I compete in every market that you can ever think of. So what I'm here to do is to look out for opportunities. I've been doing business in Nigeria for the past 3 years, and I actively have 11 companies that are trading in Nigeria currently and in other 5 African countries. And I've just recently, for the last month, covered the magazine Forbes Africa. So I'm here to look out for opportunities. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? No. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name
Hold
is
it up.
Can you? Oh, sorry. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Folusho Badamosi. I co-founded an IT solutions company called 8191 Solutions, where we pretty much help SMEs, just run their businesses better and more competitively. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. So, do we have any questions from the audience? There's a bunch of investors on the stage right now. It's like fish in the bucket. Question in the back? Gentleman in a white hat.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ibanga. The question I want to ask, which is directed at all the investors on the stage, is what is the most important quality, or what's the first thing you look out for in a startup that gets you interested? That just one thing, what is that? That's what I want to ask all our investors today. What is that one thing that just sparks it for you, that sparks your interest in a particular startup? That's my question. Thank you.
I'm not responding, it's all
Okay. Do you want to start? Then I'll go after you.
Can I take it?
Who wants to go first?
I can answer your question, but I won't bottle it down to one thing. I'll make it 4 things. And I've categorized that into 4 M's. One is momentum, one is the management team that you have, the other one is the market size, and then money. Money is very important because I want to know how much you want. But these 4 things are the things that I look out for. And I can explain it to you in details whenever we speak. But 4 of them is momentum, market size, management, and money.
Okay, when we look at companies, we first of all look at what is the problem that you're trying to solve. So how large is the market that needs that particular solution, and how well does your solution address that market? So because sometimes you think about a solution and realize that it's just too small, or it doesn't actually fill the entire needs of that market. Secondly, we'd also look at the commitment from the entrepreneurs or the promoters of the idea. If the promoters are not as serious about it, when things get tough, they're more likely to decide to just give up on that idea.
So for me, I'm also building my business, so I'm looking to work with people that are in the agri space. So that's my first filter. Are you in the same place I'm at in terms of my business and where we're going? Secondly, is people and processes. I want to know the person, I want to know your level of commitment, and I want to know your team. Because in my own business, I faced a lot of challenges building my team. And you're really as strong as your weakest link. And second is process. You have to have good processes in place, because when it's time to scale up, if the processes aren't right, trust me, you will crash. That has actually happened. So when I'm looking at businesses to partner with and invest in, I look at the people and I look at what processes they have in place to ensure that they can scale successfully.
Okay, so for me, the first thing that I would say is your goal. I think somebody already mentioned that. So you have a business. Okay, what is the purpose of your business? It's not every idea that's supposed to be a business. Some ideas, maybe somebody else already has a business, doing it, and you don't have any unique selling point. So that would be one big thing for me. The next thing will be passion. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, and you are doing it because everybody else is doing it, more than likely you will fail at it. The last thing for me also would be, how serious are you? So if you're serious, for instance, and you're looking for money, do you have a business plan? Have you done a SWOT analysis? There are some things that you need to be able to show to an investor to let them actually take you seriously.
Awesome. Okay, I guess a response from me too. Okay, I will share a little bit about what I think. While there are 5 key things I'd like to see being presented by a founder: the problem, the solution, the team handling this problem, how large the market is, the most compelling piece of what you're telling me is any kind of traction or validation, right? Because while I can, as you're speaking, I'm thinking to myself, well, how big is this problem, right? Or is this solution the right one? Or is this team the right team? Or how big is this market, by the way? What if you tell me that within the past 12 months, you've seen an increasing engagement from your users, or increasing purchases? That says a lot more about those other things, in my opinion. It answers for me, for the most part, that regardless of how incomplete the other aspects, regardless of how incomplete information I have about the other things may be, the people that matter the most, your users, your customers, get it, and they want more of it. That's what I look for. Any other questions? Yeah.
Hi. Hi, my name is OJ from Instant Energy. Yeah, I wanted to ask a question regarding reasons why investors usually back out at some point in time after investing in a startup or in a business. In some cases, let's say it might be caused by the team or caused by government policies. From what we see, it affects so many businesses in Nigeria. A new policy can come out by a new government that might affect that business. So in such cases, does the investor still back out, or do you try and fix that problem with that company you've invested in? So I would like to know what are the likely reasons an investor will back out of a business that they've invested in?
when a venture capitalist invests in a company, you invest in the entrepreneur. So if you have a divergence of ideas as to which way the business should be growing, sometimes it's just better for you to cut your losses and move on. So if you and the entrepreneur are not aligned, that is probably one reason why investors will step away. For the particular situation that you mentioned, if the government policy is such that the business is no longer viable, then most likely the investor will walk away. If the investor feels that he or she or her company or the company itself cannot find a way to make the government change their mind as to what's happened.
Okay, so I work for a company that invests in several other companies. And one of the big reasons why we pull out of some of those companies is because the business doesn't make sense anymore. So it's even beyond, policies or whatever. Why is an investor coming into your business? To make money, let's be honest. So if you're not making money anymore, there's no point in it, especially if you have shareholders, because shareholders want to see value. So if there's no more value, then you kind of have to pull out.
Okay, I'll just add something to that. Like you said, I'll give you an example with government policy. So you invest in a business that seemed legit and government allows you to do that. And then a new government comes and they criminalize that business or they lay an embargo there. I put my money there to make money. At some stage I believed in you, I believed in that business. At this point in time, it becomes illegal. I can't do an illegal business. But that doesn't mean that I don't stop believing the entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur is different from a businessman. That means you can bring innovative ideas that we can work on something else. But then if that's the only thing that you have, I guess at that point I have to count my losses and move on.
Okay.
Okay. There isn't really much else to add. There are some things that are within an entrepreneur's control, and there are some things that aren't, like government policies. And should a policy affect a company to the point where it has to shut down, if I believe, like my colleague just mentioned, if I believe enough in the entrepreneur, I'll work with the entrepreneur in pivoting, right, and coming up with a new business idea or looking for something else to do. Otherwise, you just walk away. It's part of the game that the vast majority of startups that we invest in would evaporate. So for one more to evaporate because of changing government policy, it's expected. Right? So it doesn't faze us. It's something that we expect to happen. Companies dying for a number of reasons. So if it happens, we cut our losses, we help the founder as best as we can, and then we move on. Gentleman in the suit and the gentleman over there in the green plaid shirt.
Hello.
Oh, this suit. Okay.
Hello. I hear there's a consensus of counting your losses and moving on. But a business plan or a plan or a future that you do have regarding a business, there's no crystal ball to actually see the future. So for example now, I have a business plan, I present it to you, I pitch it to you, it sounds wonderful. But along the way, as he says, probably a government policy comes along and criminalizes the business. What sort of mentorship or program do you have for businesses like that?
I would have to repeat myself again. So should something like that happen, it depends on how much. So there's a limited number of hours in a day, right? And there's only so much time I can give to any particular founder as I try to help all the founders I work with grow and achieve their goals. So should the business of one founder die because of a change in policy, and I believe enough in the ability of this founder, I will work with that founder to come up with a new business idea, to test it out, and to build a business that's more, that's not susceptible to government policies or to any impending changes in policies. Okay? You guys have anything else?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adekunle Owoye, co-founder, CEO of Venue Compass. And my question is, why is it that a lot of local investors in Nigeria are not as proactive as the foreign investors when it comes to identifying good ideas and seizing such opportunities?
I think I can take a stab at that. One of the reasons is that in Nigeria, we don't have the kind of funding that allows you to wait 10, 15 years for an idea to come to fruition. You know, we're at the stage where we're looking for things that within 5, 6 years you can come to some sort of money on the idea. So unlike when you're looking at when you have foreign investors that have a 10-year fund, they can wait longer, or very early stage where they can wait 10, 15 years because they know you're going to slowly build up a business. So, but things are changing in Nigeria. With venture capital becoming an asset class, you're likely to see that there are people who have more patient capital that will be looking, as we are today, because most of us are here from outside Abuja, looking for ideas to invest in.
Can I add something just to what she said? Okay. You find out that in Nigeria we don't even have the structure for investing in startups. It's new to us. Venture capitalism is new to us. So you find elsewhere where families can invest money over generation, over 50 years. She said 50, even over 100 years without getting any sort of return because they're trying to build wealth for their next family generation. But in Nigeria, we have a culture of getting rich. I want to give you money in January. By March, it should already turn to double. By December, it should be 10 times what I gave you in January. So obviously, you find out that it's only now that people are starting to understand the cycle of investment. So we'll catch up soon.
I actually agree with him. We don't really have the structure, you know, to really invest in startups. It's not that easy like it is abroad. And I think for me as well, what I found is that a lot of small businesses and startups, we don't keep proper records. We just don't have that discipline. So it's hard for you to really go in and just invest. Because that has been my experience. Like one of the businesses I invested in, the reason why I invested was because of the entrepreneur herself. And she's someone I built a relationship with, then invested in. You know, so I think the structure in Nigeria isn't as sophisticated over there.
Can I go? Okay, I'm just going to add something really quickly. I think similar to what Kofo just said, I think a lot of, especially small business owners in Nigeria, do not really take the time out most times to do all they need to do to make their business appear the way that investors want it to appear. So like for instance, sometimes you have to spend money to make money, right? And there are some things that you have to just do if you want to go and present to anybody that wants to give you money. I'm not going to throw my money at something that the owner of it doesn't even appear serious to me. You know what I mean? So I think most times we need to look within ourselves as well and look at how we're appearing to the people that we're asking to invest in our businesses.
Okay, so one other reason is probably because of deal flow, quality deal flow, right? And there's a number of other things as well. So an investor can sit at home and wait for someone to come bring deals, or they can go out to demo days, go out and partner with incubators and accelerators and go through their deals, and come out to events like this and make themselves available to founders. But because this is still young and growing, the venture capital asset class is still very young. Not a lot of high net worth individuals understand the risk involved with investing in in technology startups, because Nigerians are very familiar with real estate, right? And construction and agriculture. You talk about that, they get it. But a lot of HNIs don't know the first thing about startups, technology startups. So there's still a lot of learning that needs to be done for it to become commonplace, and for you to start seeing a drove of investors walking in here looking for deals. Those kind of things need to happen. So coming out to events like this, going out to demo days, that's how potential investors can learn about this, meet founders, learn about what they're doing, learn their challenges, and try to figure out how you can help. So I do agree with you, there isn't a lot, but it's because it is at such a young stage. Right? You can't like the Valley's been around for 50, 60 years, so they've had the time, right, to build on that, but not here. It's still new, and it's moving in the right direction. Just to touch on that again, in Abuja specifically, the startup ecosystem has been accelerated by this particular event, right? And there are a few accelerators and incubators that are coming up, and that will help with accelerating the growth of the ecosystem. Lagos startup ecosystem is way more established than it is here, so the investor appetite is a bit stronger than here. So it will take time, and we're all working on it. You being here, you're helping out. All of us being here, we're all helping out, helping change that. One more question. Oh, the gentleman in green.
Hello.
The gentleman in green shirt.
Hi, thank you. My name is Raymond. Some of us can't really hear that much, so I just wanted to ask the panel if you can all please once again, tell us what industry you're really interested in. Because I think one of the things that we've experienced with talking with investors is everyone doesn't invest in everything. You have, your specific industries, and I think, Madam, you just said that yours agri specific. So I guess that's fine. So it's not really. It's just a question for you guys to let us know what are you interested in, what are you looking for, what sectors, so that we can narrow our approach. Thank you.
We are pretty much sector agnostic. But we're focusing on 5 key sectors. One is ICT, agro and agro-processing, agric and agro-processing. We'll also look at healthcare. We'll look at light manufacturing, as well as construction. But if you have an idea that's outside that, we will consider it. For example, I've heard a few things in education. So if you had an idea in education, we would still look at it. We're pretty much sector agnostic.
Us at Invictus, offline business, we do construction, real estate, agriculture, telecoms, and investments. So in our stepping into the internet market, we're only interested in service delivery. Not that we won't do anything that you can sell something online, but service delivery is the #1 key, and it could be across the healthcare sector, ICT, agriculture, as far as you being able to provide services and meet problems. That's what we're focusing on right now.
ICT.
For me, it's primarily companies have 2 primary areas of interest. One of them is companies that are operating at the intersection of big data, mobile, and cloud, and the other is marketplaces. Right? And beyond that is companies exploring or dabbling in frontier tech. So AR, VR, drones, robots. Is that good? All right. I think that's our time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. A round of applause, please, to our panel here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're just going to quickly do the feedback for the show up to pitch session. I'd like to invite Hilary Wanko, CEO iDashMoney, to the stage, please. iDashNaira.com. Okay. I'd also like to invite Mrs. Cecilia Ibu to the stage, who is, I'm sure everybody knows her. She's a former CEO of Oceanic Bank. Please.
Is it on? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Exciting for me to be in your midst. When we spoke to the director about 2 days ago, and this was coming on, I thought by now I would have traveled. But as events will have it, I'm still here, so I thought I must show up here. And it's very impressive, and we've got to congratulate the organizers. Although they are part of government, it just shows that in government you can have those who are concentrating on getting things going. Business is a tough terrain, but everybody wants to be a businessman. And when you go in there, what I've noticed, I've been through businesses. Discipline is number one. Discretion. Even after you've got the vision very clear. What about commitment, perseverance? And you've got to be very painstaking. We were discussing governance. Governance is key, but you yourself will have to be the governor, the one who will keep things going properly. And all those who have pitched this evening, I think they are brilliant and they've done very well. I just go straight to it to give others a chance to also have their views. Now, finding yourself in a city, you don't know where to go. As it was Hubert's comment, as he was discussing his ideas, what came to me was the poor driver who comes to Abuja and does not know where to turn. And then I think to myself, will the poor driver have a chance to take advantage of such an app? So the question is, how shall we drill down some of these ideas that will go to the masses? Wonderful idea, and it should be encouraged. Instant energy, fantastic. All of us forget one thing or the other. And when we're at home and the light just goes off, we don't know what to do. I think it's one of those things that will help to solve a lot of, stressful forgetfulness, as I would call it. Piggy bank, that is a winner any day. I mean, this is an age-old concept that is being retuned and repositioned. Save something every day. That is how many countries have got savings in such quantum that you can't even imagine it. Everybody abroad, they encourage you to save through insurance schemes, through so many schemes that you think you are doing an insurance for yourself, but in the end, we are all saving into a pool so that the country will have some fallback situation in any event. I was very interested in this because I'm now in education. And one thing is how to share ideas. And I think this, which he has put together in order to record documents and even the records of what is being taught on a daily basis, is very important. You go to some schools, they don't have records. And as we have these records, we can use them for comparative analysis too. And this will be wonderful as time goes on. Then the backpacks, which was shown to us. I think it should not be limited to just the people that our presenter said. In the rural areas, many children don't have lights with which to study. Even if it is half an hour, they can have that solar pack. It will help them to do many homework. Then we go on to CPAS or event center. I call it event center. You know what I mean? Now, that is wonderful. We all love parties. And when you're going to have one, even in Lagos, to find an appropriate event center is always a problem. So if you can sit in the comfort of your home and locate one, it will be wonderful. And now he's going to take it to the whole of our nation. And I'm sure it can be useful in places like Britain. I was in London recently and somebody died. And my butler was looking for a hall. In the whole of London, they could not find one. Anyway, in the end, they did. They gave about a few days to the burial. But can you imagine, if you have such an app in London, it will be so easy to locate. So it's one that might even go worldwide if it's not been done anywhere else yet. College Mobile, I love it. Because here we are having students all sharing with each other their concepts. Only today, one of the members of my council, Mr. Joseph Beatrice, was just sharing with me how you can, in Germany now, you study out of the box. You are not tied down to a particular curriculum anymore. Here, this app is going to encourage our students to begin to think out of the box. They will study the curriculum all right, but also they can have their own little, ideas and pursue it. One of the things I always encourage youth to do is to have at least one or two hobbies, because there you can express yourself as you want to. And the last one, pole music. I think here you probably need a policy to enforce it, because already piracy is eating deep into our artwork, particularly music. So that is one that I think you might have to think about again. Free thinking about how to propagate and secure music rights is not going to be easy, but we all enjoy music. We all want to have free access to it. For instance, recently there is a particular hymn I love, The Vision, and every day I'm playing it in the YouTube, and I'm not seeing any place where I'm told to buy, and so I just play it freely. I'm sure if I play it long enough, I'm going to be prompted to buy it. So I think I've covered the whole 8 of you. If I've missed anyone out, it's not by choice. But I want to just congratulate you again. It's been a wonderful evening, and the organizers have to be congratulated. Thank you very much.
So I'd also like to start by saying congratulations to everyone who pitched today. It wasn't easy. We know that some of you were having problems just changing your slides, and you didn't lose your composure. And it's really not that easy to continue to talk when you're having technology challenges. But I'd like to give certain comments on the performance on the pitch itself. One, some of you ran out of time, and it's important to always practice and know how much time you have and make sure you can get your material across. As an investor, I'm looking for a business idea that serves an addressable market, and I need to know how much you will sell your product for. I don't think anyone addressed that. For example, the backpacks, I'd like to know that they're actually affordable to the Nigerian student. Those are kind of things that if you said something like that, it will catch your attention immediately and realize that you've thought through everything. So it's important as you go along and continue to pitch to try and narrow down the 3 or 4 things you want to say within the time you've been given. For the guys that presented on the FutureHACK, it was more like just an idea for the future. And I have to tell you that the guy that talked about the virtual reality, I am looking for the day when I can sit here and I can project myself, just like the way of Star Trek of old, and I'll think that I'm somewhere in the US or walking through the streets of Italy, or riding in somewhere in China. So I think those are some of the ideas that we really need to think through for the future. And I think the FutureHACK section was really, really fantastic. Some of the ideas were really good. And thank you for it.
I would say to everyone that came up here, the show up page and the FutureHACK people, it takes a lot of courage to come up here. And whatever you've done here, whether you had a lot of time or you were caught halfway, I say kudos to you. You did a good job. But then I wanted to point out a few businesses. One is the instant energy. It's a good business you're doing. I like the way you pitched your business. But there's something that you said in the future you're going to roll out other services where you can pay other accounts and do that. Then that means you have to, first of all, think about the name that you're giving your company. Because now you said you want to do other things. When I think instant energy, I just think of what you pitched here. Now you talked about expansion. You're going to use your platform to pay for other accounts. And give maybe something like, I think you mentioned that, right? Right? So, I don't know, maybe I mixed it up, but I think you mentioned that. So, if you're going to use your platform to do other things, then the name is very key. The Matrix guy, I love that. I love the idea. It will be expensive to build, but I love the idea. I think this platform is not the only place you can pitch your idea. For me, I have a bag I'm carrying now. It represents my business. Whoever I see, I feel it's a potential client. I talk to the person about my business immediately. I don't have to schedule a meeting except that person doesn't have time. So don't think it's the only place that you can pitch your business. Anywhere you see someone, pitch your business. Even if it's not an investor, it can spread the word about your business. Aside from that, I think you've done a wonderful job.
Hi, good evening. My name is Hilary Nwoko. I'm the CEO of i-naira.com. I am a startup company like every one of us here. We went live February 7th. I went live with a platform from my church. It took 6 years of developing the platform that I'm sure one of us or many of us here may have experienced online. It's a platform designed for Nigerians, by Nigerians, and we try to bypass some of the reasons why we're here, which is the need for investors, because an average Nigerian, I must say, has been dealt a huge blow by the banks or investment entities as well. So when you're setting up a business, try to think about how you can bypass the need for finance. There is no such thing as a bad idea. What is lacking in Nigeria is the opportunity to bring your idea to life. We all are very interesting people because we all carry visions, unique visions that I've heard here, especially the man with the e-bucket. Pardon? Bucket manager. A lot of us may think the bucket manager guy was shy on stage. What I saw was a man who was immersed in his passion for why he's created what he created. The same reason why I was driven to come up with the concept about i-naira.com. We've not even gone live. We are going live by the 1st of August, but we've started generating revenue because we are customer-centric. Our product is centered on the customer. We have been thoroughly used in Nigeria. We've been misunderstood and, dealt a huge blow by entities that are meant to serve we as Nigerians. So we have developed a product that will deliver value to the customer at a value that no other entity in Nigeria has ever proposed. And I would like my fellow entrepreneurs, I'm not saying businessmen, thinkers, people who are filled with vision, to begin to think about how to deliver value to the customer beyond your brilliant ideas. How does that impact the customer? Beyond the narratives about, oh, there are 100 million people in Nigeria, this is what the market is worth, etc. Who is your target market? How are you positioned to deliver value to them? Take that away as something to think about. When you figure out how to deliver value to your customer, you probably may not have needs for the so-called money that you may not need. Ask yourself, why do you need investors? You thought about the idea. You should think about how to deliver it beyond the big monies. So what I'm here to encourage is for entrepreneurs to begin to think about interesting ways to bypass monies that kill your business before you even start up. And we're doing it. We've been live for 5 months and we've been quite profitable. I don't want to use the word profitable. We've been generating revenue. And by the 1st of August, we're launching the first technologically driven auctioning platform out of Nigeria, developed by Nigerians for the Nigerian market. We are done being treated by the international market. There are some apps that you seek to access online sometimes, and payment apps that requires a give and take type option where if you are able to make payment, you should be able to receive payments into those sort of apps. But it limits our ability as a people to receive. For instance, PayPal would not allow Nigerians who use their services receive money in their accounts. Isn't that correct? That is dehumanizing. We as a people, we are part of the global market. So we have decided to create something out of patriotism that is done by Nigerians for Nigeria for now. And I tell you this, many people from outside Nigeria are calling in on how they can participate in our pre-launch marketing strategy, which is driven by a single level referral marketing model. It's not multi-level scheme, it's not Ponzi. There are no downlines in our marketing strategy. Simple, straightforward, single level referral marketing strategy that is helping our target audience make the required money they want, as well as be able to help us build our customer base towards going live with the auctioning platform by the 1st of August 2016. So what I'm here to say effectively is this: build your product around your target customers. Think about what the customer wants and you won't go wrong. Thank you.
Are there any other questions for us before we leave? Thank you.
So thank you so much. So we've almost come to the end of Startup Friday, FutureHACK. And to announce the winner, we had 150 votes for our startup pitch. And we'll start from the 7th startup. Catch Automated Boss was number 7. eMom was number 6. Matrix was 5th with 22%. VR aided learning was 4th with 26%. Bucket Manager was 3rd with 27%. Future Farm was 2nd with 36%. And Persona was 1st with 51%. So thank you so much to everybody. I would like to, on behalf of the National Coordinator for OIIE, Mr. Bumi Okunowo, I would like to thank everybody, speakers, investors, mentors, and startups. Thank you so much. I hope you have learned. I hope you have met with people. I hope you've exchanged cards. And even though you felt you were supposed to be picked or you're supposed to have earned like a higher grade, this is room for improvement. So meet with people, exchange, network, pick people's brains, and see what you can do to further and better your startups. Thank you so much. Enjoy. Good night.
I could brag on it. I've been through the fire, I could talk on it. And I heard it on the street that they got love for me.
Oh, show Baba. Now Baba God, they make me come and swag on. Them they bad to me anytime when the song's on. Them they see the light they shining, them they run come.
Now you see, say we they run the city. I don't think that any one of you can step to Titty. I just wanna sing the song. Break it down, oh yeah, shake it to the conga, yeah.
Baba God, don't bless us. Now why we they talk this matter, eh? Some people want to pull me down, I still they waka, eh.
No be say them say, no they do like say you know no. No be say them say, my brother.
Oh yeah, Joe for me, I do fair for no. And but it's okay, I do fair for no. Oh yeah, go mole, I do fair for no. Jacka Jones okay. If I start to talk,
the thing where I don't take my eyes, see we no going. My brother, we no going. If I start to count, the thing with my back on it don't do it, no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to talk, yeah. The thing with my back on it don't do it, no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to count all the blessings are back on they keep me, we no going. My brother, he no going. You can pop anything, lift the bill for me. When the sun comes on, know your job for me.
No follow them, they complain. Make you no forget, say Baba God day. Every day is a good day. Holiday from Monday to Sunday.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah, show them problem no day. See my life today, blessings every day. And they shine so bright.
It they make them they wonder why we they so composed. Anything we do, we they in control. Anywhere we go, then they won't follow. And anything we touch, we they turn to gold. Oh yeah, Joe for me, I do fair for no. And but it's okay, I do fair for no. Oh yeah, go mole, I do fair for no. Jacka Jones okay.
Brother, if I start to talk, the thing where I don't take my eyes, see we no going. My brother, we no going. If I start to count, the thing where my back on it don't do it, no going. My sister, we no going. If I start to talk, the thing where my back on it don't do it, no going.
My sister, we no going.
If I start to count all the blessings are back on they keep me, we no going. My brother, he no going. When money no day, every day blessing. Friends they come and go, but you know leave me alone. Waiting my never hear, waiting my never hear. You are take survive, you are best survive. Why you always there? If I start to talk, the thing with my back on it don't do it, no go away. My sister, we don't go away. If I start to count all the blessings are back on they keep me, we don't go away. My brother, he don't go away. Oh yeah. You are
Shabba, 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 shabba. Me love no the shabba. People just in a come they go. Never nicking duro, I'm on my duro. Nígbà tó bá ṣe tán kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Shabba. Tó bá ní kí n dúró ìfẹ́ ni mo máa dúró. Nígbà tó bá ṣe tán kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀.
Give it to you,
girl, can no other one. Baby girl, please don't waste time. Oh, me baby, me love, I'm me number one. Follow you anywhere you want to go. Me tell the girl and how we go. Them other boys just get you solo. Just leave them like them, they're not solo. You love me, we pan. Baby, you me dear pan. We talk to me, can't hold on. No roundabout, no U-turn. Sebani Kinjuro. What's that? Ìgbà tó bá ṣe tán kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Ṣàpá tó bá ní kí n dúró ìfẹ́ mi mo máa dúró. Ògẹ̀ ìgbà tó bá ṣe tán kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Ṣàpá wọ́n táwọn yìí ká ìdébé ooo. Wọ́n táwọn yìí time don dey go. Wọ́n táwọn yìí ká ìlábà. Ọmọ tẹ̀nà time don dey go.
There's no need to be worried, baby. Cause it's you I've been waiting for. I don't really want you to delay. Boy, it's you I've been longing for. So boy, you got to step out of the shell. Realize, baby boy, this is reality. A woman never gets to a man, baby, that is a man's responsibility. So you better come around with your folks and your kingsmen, come see my people. I will never let you down, cause my heart is clear, it's so pure, you can see it through. Hello, Rini, Monduro, Ranka, Deje, time on they go.
Sebani Kinjuro,
Maduro.
ìgbà tó bá ṣe tán kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Ṣàpá tó bá ní kí n dúró ìfẹ́ mi mo máa dúró. Ògẹ̀ ìgbà tó bá ṣe tán kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Wọ́n táwọn yìí ká ìdébé ooo. Wọ́n táwọn yìí time don dey go. Wọ́n táwọn yìí ká ìlábà. Ọmọ tẹ̀nà time don dey go. Baby.
It's Young John, the wicked producer.
Beauty mama, you know I like you so. See, yeah, cherish you. I stand for you. I won't lie to you, but I feel like for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Oh, you talk to me, oh mama. Rio, Palano, for me, that you're with you. Baby, oh, that's sick, I find it in you. Oh, that's sick, I find it in you. See, if I'm to choose, girl, I choose you. If I'm to lose, girl, I want to lose with you. They say that I will, but girl, I see truth in you. She walk on for me. Do you really care? Show they bomb for me, baby. Check me in the town. To be sincere, I will do almost anything for you. Anything for you. Yeah, cherish you. I stand for you. I won't lie to you, but I feel like for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Oh, you talk to me, oh mama. Rio, Palano, son of me, that you're with you. Baby, oh, that's sick, I find it in you. Oh, that's sick, I find it in you. Yeah, cherish you. I stand for you. I won't lie to you, but I feel like for you. In the night, girl, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Oh, you talk to me, oh mama. Rio, Palano, son of me, that you're with you. Baby, oh, that's sick, I find it in you. Oh, that's She was just.
Oh yes, if you give me your love, I could show you my heart. Can you not say you bad?
You know say bad, oh. Sissy, but you pay me to take a love you, I go show you your bad, oh.